Hello everyone and welcome to the midweek video part 2, I guess of 3 parts to make the Baron Sengir drip or the Baron Sengir clothing. There is actually a render at the end because I made a very short pin-up render of just this armor piece. And yeah, I don't have the pictures from the comic in here because I simply don't have the time this week to cut them out or to copy them out of the comic and put them in the video, so this will have to wait until the weekend when I definitely have enough time to do that, and I will hopefully finish this. So yeah, it's gonna be 3 parts. The part that is still missing, I will put up the Baron Sengir picture or the card as a reference. Here we go. The part that is still missing from this is all the drapings, the curtain he's wrapping himself in, and the arm pieces, which will not that much of an issue. So I don't think they will take up that much time. As you might have seen, I actually put, or for at least for this one, I put the front, the dragon crest, whatever it is. I called it dragon crest when I made it, and I had to name the thing actually on front of this thing of the armor, and that is simply because I wanted to have it in the render. I will have this as a separate item once I make the whole figure. Though it actually works as it is now. But yeah, just to make sure that this looks better, I will separate it from the object. But yeah, you can see I used a cube for this. I based this from a cube. I didn't use the full body suit because I wanted to build this from the get-go. And one issue that I had is you never see Baron Sengir from behind. I have this one image of him. There is a few others with very small pictures of him that aren't really helping me define how the whole thing looks. So I had 2 bases basically of what I saw in this one drawing, on this one card. Yeah, the whole thing, as you can see, is thickened. I actually wanted to have some depth to this, mainly for some of the edits I wanted to do. Specifically in this case, the lower rim. But yeah, when I thickened this, the hexagon just moved some of the points. I have really no idea why sometimes when I thicken parts, a hexagon is throwing around these items or these points. What exactly happens in the computing, when it does the math in the back. Yeah, I extruded the ridge on the bottom. What I forgot is I forgot to turn on the symmetry, but right now this is a minor issue, so I could go on. I didn't have to go back and redo this part. Basically just making sure the whole thing doesn't stick too much into the body, even though it doesn't really matter because most part of this will be covered up anyway in the drapes, which I will fit to this. One thing that I haven't done yet that I will have to do is that you can also see in the final render. I'm currently working on the shoulders, and the shoulders will obviously bend with the arms. If I bend the arms downward, then the whole thing will bend. And what I want to do is I want to rig this so that these parts will not move with the arms and instead will move with the chest. This is also why I put them a little bit higher, so I had some room in case I wanted to raise one of the arms. But so far I have I have not had time to rig the whole thing. The shape itself is relatively simple, as you can see. I tried to go with the original as much as I could. And yeah, adding some lines so that the whole figure stays relatively in shape. Yeah, bonus points for anyone who can tell me which of the UV maps I forgot. There's actually one I forgot. You cannot see it because whenever you put an object into the studio, it gives everything that doesn't have a named material a default material. So the one thing that I forgot to actually make a UV map for, I could just default, and it looks absolutely fine. You wouldn't see it, but yeah, you can later check which one I forgot. Yeah, in the original he has this kind of weird ridge in the center of the chest plate or armor that he wears, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a separate object or if I wanted to have it as part of the armor, and I decided I'm going to make this part of the armor. So it is basically hard coded, not really hard coded, but you know what I mean in there. Finally, while I do the Dragon Crest, one thing that I want to talk about is the materials that I actually used in the render. The armor itself has a texture that is asphalt, because when I look at the image, I can just jump back to the image. I have no idea what kind of material is it. Is it very black, dark metal? It looks the same as the balustrade in the back. I'm very unsure what it is supposed to be, so I decided, okay, maybe at least my iteration, my version, he has an armor made of stone. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it is just a flex of, hey, I'm so strong I can wear armor made of stone. Maybe it's a special stone, I don't know. I actually haven't read enough lore about him to know that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I will. Yeah, I'm absolutely not sure why he would wear an armor like that, but I decided I'm going to make this as close to the original picture-wise as possible, and it doesn't seem to be drawn as metal, at least not from what I can tell by looking at the picture. Yeah, he has these on the Dragon Quest. He has these extra gemstones. Yeah, for the Dragon Quest itself, I obviously used metal. Those are made in gold because I think it is supposed to be gold in the original. This is my interpretation. And yeah, the crystals, I used stained glass actually, that I then colored red, which I usually do and use whenever I make gemstones or gemstone materials. Instead of using crystal and coloring this, I use the stained glass or frosted glass because it works much better. Yeah. And here we go. I'm almost finished with the video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to finishing this project on the weekend. Until then, I can say stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys around. Enjoy the render, and see you on the weekend.